Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Secrets of a Witch podcast, where I talk all about life, love, healing, spirituality, witchcraft, magic, tarot, feminine energy, and everything in between. Good vibes all around, generally, I would say. So I don't know if you guys watched my YouTube live from yesterday, where I pulled a few tarot cards for Scorpio season and for the week ahead. And I will say the vibes this week are bizarre. So good luck to all of us to make it through, because energy right now is intense. It makes sense. We've got eclipses on eclipses. Scorpio season is always a shit show, at least for me. And I think eclipse vibes are also very challenging for a lot of us, myself included. And so I'm already excited for the dust to settle. But anyway, I wanted to talk about some tarot stuff today, because my Tarot Without Bullshit online course and group coaching program is officially open for enrollment as of right now, which I'm so excited about. And so what I want to talk about today is why you will benefit from, and you might even need, tarot mentorship, right? And no one wants to hear this, right? A lot of people are like, well, Sabrina, you just taught yourself. Why can't I teach myself? And it's like, well, let me explain. Let's back it up. So I have been working with the cards since before I was 10 years old. So seeing as I'm about to turn 34, you can do the math yourself. It's been more than 20 years. I've been doing this whole tarot thing, so I got a little bit of a head start. And then the flip side of that is I've also been doing mediumship, spirit work, energy work, all of that stuff since I was that age as well. And so that isn't something that everyone has the opportunity to spend so much time in, from such a young age. And so I don't think this is something that anyone should be beating themselves up about. So if this is you and you're like, well, shit, I didn't have that opportunity, it's it's okay. Don't worry about it. It just means that you can commit to moving forward now, whatever age you are, and the best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time to start is today, right? There's no point feeling sorry for ourselves and feeling kind of miserable about what we grew up with or didn't grow up with when it comes to being exposed to spiritual mentorship, because that just is what it is. And none of us can really control the families that we're born into, right? It's just not something that any of us can control. But what we can control is what we decide to do with that now, right? What we decide to do with the time, the energy, the money, the natural skills, and our interests and curiosities that we either have been given or have cultivated over time. And so it's so interesting. Whenever I do a launch for this course, Tarot Without Bullshit, inevitably I always get a few people sliding into my email inbox or my DMs or whatever, and are like, oh my God, I really want to take the course, but I can't afford it. But can you help me interpret this card? Or can you help me understand these cards in this context? And my answer is always oh my God, thank you for reaching out. Thank you so much for following my work. I really appreciate that. And I genuinely do. And at the same time, a lot of the time these folks are looking for a quick fix, and there is no quick fix with this work. There really isn't. And I remember when I was younger, I used to see these messages as such an insult, and I used to get in my feelings about it, and I used to be all oh my God, this is so rude. They don't value me or my skills, and oh my God, I can't believe this, blah, blah, blah. I would be all grumpy about it. But now I don't get grumpy about it. I just more see it for what it is, right? Where it's people who really want to learn and really want help, and yet are putting roadblocks in their own way. And Some of that is financial stuff, and I know it's tight for a lot of folks right now. And I get it. I totally get it. Like, we are in a weirdo recession-y, inflation-y craziness at the moment, so I get that. At the same time, like, there really is no quick fix to a lot of this stuff, right? And so the cheap answer usually just doesn't really get anyone the skills that they want, right? It's like the cheap answer would probably be to go buy a tarot book, not written by me because I haven't written one yet. I don't know if I will. We'll see. And just to have them read the book and then like use that as they would use Biddy Tarot or Google or any of that, just to like work with the definitions and correspondences that are already in the book. And I think the reality is a lot of people have already fucking done that and it doesn't work. And that's why people are in my DMs or are interested in my Tarot Without Bullshit course in the first place, because oftentimes this technique doesn't fucking work, right? It gives people no longevity in terms of their tarot skill set, right? Because it doesn't actually teach you how to do the work, how to show up, how to look at the cards. It just says, look, here's what this means. Here's the correspondences. Here's the generic interpretation, and call it a day. And no wonder, no wonder so many people don't know how to do a good tarot reading. Like, no wonder so many people, despite loving tarot for years, still feel like they're novices. Novices with their tarot readings. Like, it makes sense to me if this is how tarot education right now is, Excuse me, you guys. And like, it makes me so sad at times, because what I see is a lot of people who are so excited about the tarot and can see its transformative potency, its transformative potential, its potential to ground you through whatever it is you're going through in your life. And yet it's like people do want that quick, easy fix, right? Of like, oh, can you just tell me the answer? Can you give me the shortcut? And there is no shortcut. No one wants to hear that. Like, there is a reason why my course is 20 hours of recorded information, 20 hours plus like dozens of pages of worksheets. My Magic Without Bullshit course has more than 100 pages of worksheets, and my Tarot Without Bullshit course has similar amount of worksheets. I can't remember the exact page numbers, but it's a lot, and so when I've put 20 hours of recordings and probably 100 pages of worksheets, and then I get asked for the quick and easy answer, I'm like, no, because there's so much to learn, right? And there's so much depth to the tarot, and the whole reason why I created the course the way that I did, even if you do the self-study as opposed to the group coaching, the way that I teach, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I used to be a university professor, and I've also so I'm almost done my PhD right now, but my master's includes a diploma in education. And so this course, part of what makes my courses different from what else you see in the space is that I actually have education on how to educate, and I have training on how to teach, both theoretically, again, because of spending so much time in an education department, and then also in practice, because I literally taught in a university auditorium, the second biggest auditorium in school, for 4 years, and I designed my own course curriculum. And so I do know how to teach. And one of the most important things with teaching is to make sure that students know how all of this shit is personally relevant to them. Why should they give a shit? Why should they care? Why should they remember this? Right? Why should they remember that? And all of that, the why should I care, is embedded firmly in each and every moment of my Tarot Without Bullshit course, which is why and how so many of my students have gone along to not need any more tarot courses and also to be professional readers. And I'm so proud of that. And I've had so many of my students in my Tarot Without Bullshit course tell me this course has completely changed and transformed my life. And I would not be who I am today. I would not have made the life-changing decisions that I have made without taking your Tarot Without Bullshit course. And that is probably one of the things I'm most proud about, in my career. And this course has been running since 2019. There's a reason it's been running since 2019, because it is actually really good. And it does actually get people the results that they want, right? Which is what? Becoming an expert in the tarot without needing to rely on guidebooks, without needing to, look things up all the time, without questioning our intuition every step of the way. This course is not just about tarot, right? It's also about learning how to learn, learning how to teach yourself, learning how to trust your intuition, noticing your intuition is loud, actually. The course is not just tarot, right? It's spiritual skills, it's intuitive skills, it's self-trust, cultivating the self-worth and the self-belief to trust ourselves. And so a lot of people I know are like, oh, I don't really want to invest in a tarot course. I don't really want to invest in doing this properly. But I will tell you, if you don't invest in a solid mentorship program, whether that is self-study or group coaching, you're going to struggle with this for a pretty long time. And maybe that works for you. And if it does, that's cool. Don't let me stop you from being on that path. We're all on a different path. But what I will say is, teaching this for so long and seeing the transformations that people get, it just honestly has been amazing. And so when you work with a mentor, even if it is through a self-study course, and again, my Tarot Without Bullshit course is available both self-study and in the group coaching component, what you're doing is you're catapulting yourself into the future. I've seen a lot of people talk about timeline jumping and quantum leaping, and there's different teachers that talk about that, so I won't really get into it. But if you are into this idea, right, of snapping your fingers and being somewhere different, and this isn't a quick fix, right? Because it does involve work, it does involve investment, it does involve that you participate. It is possible to level up your skills, your intuition, your self-belief, your self-worth, and your tarot skills. It is possible to do that a lot faster when you work with a mentor, aka me right now. This is what we're talking about. Right? You squish the amount of time it's going to take to learn everything. Right? 20 hours is a lot of hours of course content. But I've squished my 20 years, more than 20 years, I guess, 20 years of knowledge, of learning, of education about the tarot into 20 hours, right? 20 years and 20 hours is what you're getting. And so you can decide to learn tarot by yourself for 20 years. Go for it. I'm not going to stop you. That's definitely a way to do it. That's what I did. But if you want to learn it in the span of a year, instead, a lot of my students have taken between 6 months to a year to finish all the course content. So if you want to do that a lot faster than 20 years, it's not going to be an overnight fix, right? But it will be a lot faster than 20 years. I'll say that. So when we work with mentors, when we hire someone for their expertise, when we listen to what the mentor has to say, and take it on side, even if we might be like, I don't know, I'm a little bit skeptical. We can catapult our growth and accelerate our growth. Again, it won't be overnight, but it'll be a hell of a lot faster than if we did it by ourselves. So you can check out Tarot Without Bullshit at sabrinamscott.com/TWOBS. My students call it T-Wobs and M-Wobs, which I think is so funny. But if you just take the beginning letter, Tarot Without Bullshit, TWOBS, T-Wobs. So sabrinamscott.com/T-Wobs, TWOBS. You'll get all the information about my Tarot Without Bullshit course. You can sign up until Halloween midnight, so I guess technically November 1st. If you got any questions about it, send me a message somehow. I would love to hear from you. And we can figure out if this is a good fit for you. I'm sure it probably will be. I'm also happy to do extended payment plans. I've got some folks who are on 18-month payment plans or 2-year payment plans. Got the number down super low. Like, that does not bother me at all. Like, I'm disabled myself, and I'm happy to work with anyone who is on a low income due to disability or health reasons, or a single mom and you've just got a lot of stuff going on. Happy to help you out in terms of making things a little bit more accessible with payment plans and financing and all of that stuff. So I hope to hear from you on that, my friends. I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be really awesome. So that is why mentorship, it will catapult you into the future faster than you would be able to achieve all of this tarot knowledge and tarot skills on your own. If you're listening to this, chances are you've already been working through tarot stuff for some time and you're probably not exactly where you want to be. So let me help you. Please, that is what I do best, my friends. So that's all. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.